When you're over 60, a simple hug can say more than 1,000 words. It can express care, comfort, attraction, or even deep emotional connection. But the way you respond to a man's hug can quietly shape how he feels about you, and whether you stay on his mind long after that moment ends. Today we'll explore what hugs mean to older men, what they secretly feel during those moments, and the best ways women over 60 can respond with warmth, grace, and confidence to build lasting emotional bonds that never fade. 1. Understanding what a hug means to an older man. By 60 or 70, men think about affection differently. Many have lived through decades of responsibility, loss, or loneliness. Physical touch becomes something deeper, not just romantic, but healing. Science insight. Studies on oxytocin, the bonding hormone, show that a 20-second hug can lower blood pressure, reduce stress, and increase trust between partners. For older men, this hormone release is even more powerful as it counteracts the loneliness that often comes with aging. Real-life example, a widowed man in his late 60s once shared that after losing his spouse, the first time someone hugged him again, he felt human for the first time in years. It wasn't about romance, it was about connection. So when an older man hugs you, it's rarely casual. It's his way of saying, "I feel safe with you." 2. The first second, reading his intentions. Not all hugs are the same. The first second tells you everything. Older men may give a gentle side hug, expressing respect or friendship, a two-arm full hug, showing comfort or emotional closeness, or a lingering hug, which may carry deeper attraction. The key for women over 60 is awareness, reading his energy before reacting. If his body feels relaxed, his breathing steady, and his touch is genuine, it's emotional sincerity. But if it feels forced or uncertain, respond softly without judgment. The calm, composed woman who can read emotions stands out. Respond with calm presence, not nervousness. That alone makes you unforgettable. 3. Mirror his energy. Don't rush the moment. One of the best ways to stay on a man's mind after a hug is to match his energy. If his hug is brief and polite, respond with a gentle smile and a kind word afterward. Something like, "It's always good to see you." If it's longer and more emotional, breathe slowly and allow a few extra seconds before letting go. This subtle synchronization creates emotional harmony, something older men notice deeply. Science insight. Mirror neurons in the brain cause people to feel connected when they unconsciously imitate each other's pace, tone, or body language. When you mirror a man's warmth, he feels emotionally in tune with you, even without words. 4. The power of touch. Subtle, not forceful. In your 60s, touch becomes more meaningful than ever. Many older men admit they miss simple gestures, a light touch on the arm, a reassuring pat on the back, or a hand squeeze during conversation. So when responding to a hug, you can lightly touch his shoulder or back as you part. It's not flirtation, it's reassurance. It communicates emotional maturity, that you understand the moment, not just physically, but emotionally. Real-life example, a woman named Elaine, age 67, once shared that after hugging her male friend goodbye, she lightly held his hand for just a second longer and smiled. Days later, he told her that moment stayed in his mind. Not because it was romantic, but because it felt sincere. These small, respectful gestures make a lasting emotional echo. 5. Maintain eye contact and gentle smiles. What happens right after the hug is just as powerful as the hug itself. Older men pay attention to facial expressions, much more than younger men do. When you look him in the eye and smile softly after a hug, it sends a message. I felt something real and I value it. Eye contact is magnetic. It builds emotional memory. Science insight. Psychologists have found that even a few seconds of positive eye contact after physical touch strengthens connection and triggers dopamine, the same chemical that reinforces pleasant memories. So when you hug an older man, don't rush to step away or look elsewhere. Hold his gaze gently, smile with warmth, and then say something simple like, "Take care of yourself." He will replay that moment in his mind again and again. 6. Avoid overthinking or overreacting. Some women overanalyze a hug. Was he flirting? Was it too long? Did I hug him right? But overthinking breaks the emotional rhythm. Older men sense anxiety easily. Instead, respond with confidence. Whether the hug was friendly or romantic, show emotional steadiness. Men over 60 are drawn to women who project inner calm. Women who make them feel balanced, not confused. Remember, calm energy is attractive energy. Example: imagine you meet a man at a community event. He hugs you warmly, then hesitates as if unsure how you'll react. You simply smile, maintain poise, and say, "That was nice. Thank you." That one composed sentence tells him you're emotionally intelligent, and that memory will stay with him. 7. Use your scent and warmth wisely. This might sound surprising, but scent and warmth are memory triggers. Older men associate comfort with familiar, gentle fragrances, like lavender, vanilla, or clean floral tones. When you hug, that subtle scent lingers in his memory far longer than you think. Science insight: the olfactory system, our sense of smell, is directly linked to the brain's emotional center. That's why a certain smell can bring back powerful memories even decades later. So before you meet someone special, choose a soft, natural fragrance, not heavy perfume. Let the scent complement your warmth, not overpower it. Combined with a calm hug, this creates a sensory memory that keeps you on his mind. 8. Don't pull away too quickly. Many women end a hug too fast out of shyness or fear of sending the wrong message. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to simply stay present for one more heartbeat. That extra second tells him, "I'm comfortable with closeness." Science insight: studies show that hugs lasting at least 6 seconds increase oxytocin significantly. That extra second can shift a hug from polite to meaningful. Of course, boundaries matter, but when it feels right, let the moment breathe. Your calmness communicates emotional strength, a quality older men deeply admire. 9. Leave him with a gentle word. When you part after a hug, don't just walk away in silence. Use a few warm, simple words that show appreciation or connection. Phrases like, "It's always nice to see you. That felt comforting. You have a very kind energy." Such words create an emotional anchor, a positive memory that sticks. Men remember tone and warmth more than exact words. If your voice is calm and sincere, he'll replay it in his head later and think of you whenever he recalls that hug. 10. Build emotional continuity. A hug is a spark, but what keeps you on his mind is what follows. Emotional continuity means small gestures that extend that warmth into future interactions. You might send a kind message later, like, "I really enjoyed talking today." Ask about something he mentioned, a hobby, a grandchild, or a memory. Express genuine curiosity about his thoughts. Older men long for women who see them beyond the moment. Emotional follow-up turns a single hug into the beginning of meaningful connection. 11. The deeper truth. Emotional maturity is magnetic. At this stage in life, charm is not about appearance or youth. It's about emotional maturity. Older men choose women who make them feel emotionally understood. A woman who can receive affection gracefully without rushing or overreacting shows confidence, empathy, and depth. She becomes memorable because she brings peace, and that's what men over 60 crave most. So the real secret isn't in how long the hug lasts, but in what it communicates. You are seen, you are valued, and you are safe with me. Conclusion. Every hug between two mature souls holds meaning, comfort, respect, maybe love. When you respond with warmth, calmness, and sincerity, you leave a lasting impression that words can't replace. Remember these key points. Understand what his hug means. Mirror his energy and be present. Maintain gentle eye contact and a soft smile. Don't rush. Let the moment breathe. Leave him with kind words and genuine energy. At 60 and beyond, it's not about seduction, it's about connection. When a woman masters the art of emotional presence, she doesn't have to chase love. It naturally finds her. That's how you respond to an older man's hug and stay on his mind forever.